Hello everyone, my name is Ruchika Garg Modi. I'm an emotional wellness therapist and coach for career-driven women, and I love to work through emotions. Today I'm going to talk about how to react, how to respond to a negative emotion. Well, a lot of people try to say think positive, be positive, but the problem is even if you try to think and feel positive while you are already feeling a negative emotion, these statements do not work. I'll tell you exactly the process that I do on myself when I experience a negative emotion, and the same process that I have helped multiple clients with through sessions and workshops, the same process that has brought relief to people who overthink, people who are very hard on themselves, people who constantly criticize themselves, people who have anxiety issues, and people who have even almost gone into depression. The same method I will be talking about today. Now, this method is going to be very different from all the other methods that you may have learned or heard of. It is how you work directly with an emotion without trying to get into why are you feeling this, what do you want to do about it. None of these is required. In this method, you work directly with emotion. So let's talk about emotion first. If you have to understand what really is negative emotion. Emotion means energy in motion. Now, when you look at emotions, right, your common sense will tell you that whatever you feel happy when you're able to express it. If you're experiencing the emotion of happiness, you want to express it by sharing it with your people. If you're feeling sad, you want to have somebody hold space for you so that you can share your sadness. If you're angry, you want to get an opportunity to express that anger, or either to take it out, by sometimes punching on your pillow or even those methods. But the point is, emotions always want to be in a state of flow. The problem negative emotions feel so uncomfortable is when we experience a negative emotion, we instantly judge ourselves for feeling it. For example, when you feel angry, a lot of you may criticize yourself for experiencing anger, especially if you've experienced anger and wanted to express it as a child and you were not appreciated for being angry and experiencing anger, then you will have difficulty dealing with anger. The same applies to any other emotion. So when emotions don't find a state of flow, emotions get stuck in your system. But where in your system do they get stuck? In your body. Emotions are felt in the body, right? When you are happy, your body language is different. When you are angry, your body language is different. When you are sad, your body language is different. It's droopy. So emotions affect the body. They are felt inside the body. Now, when emotions don't get an opportunity to be expressed, to be understood, to be processed, then they get stuck in the system. And when emotions get stuck in the system, they start occupying space inside your system. They just don't go because you are thinking time heals. It does not. With time, you can only learn to create space around it and learn to process it. But if you suppress an emotion and believe that time will heal it, it does not work like that. So how do you work with a negative emotion? Now, to work with a negative emotion, you need to understand that you feel it in the body, right? And once you are able to move an emotion from a stuck state to an unstuck state by getting in touch with your body, then the emotion will start to move, it will start to flow, and eventually the emotion will let go of you. You will not have to force yourself to let go of that emotion. I hope this is making sense to you. You will understand more when I explain to you how to work through this. Now, I'm going to talk about very easy steps that you can take when you want to respond to a negative emotion. The very first step is to ask yourself, what emotion am I feeling? You can pause the video and ask yourself, and do this with me right now. Alright? Ask yourself, what emotion am I feeling? Emotions are words like I'm feeling sad, angry, helpless, frustrated, irritated, I'm feeling jealous, I'm feeling threatened, I'm feeling unsafe. It can be any emotion. That's the first step. Now, the second step is, where in my body am I feeling this emotion? All you have to do to get the answer is close your eyes and ask your body that I am feeling, for example, angry right now. Where in my body am I feeling this anger? And if you just close your eyes and ask your body will answer you immediately by showing a discomfort, physical sensation in the body. It can be a heavy sensation, it can be tightness, it can be contraction, it can be like a pressure, it can be hot, it can be anything that feels uncomfortable in some part of the body. So, for example, your body is telling you that this part is feeling hot. Okay, so when you ask your body, where in my body am I experiencing this emotion, this part all of a sudden starts to become hot. This is how your body will answer you. It will not answer you through words, it will answer you through physical sensations experienced in the body. All right, so right now it's say hot feeling in my right shoulder. That's the second step. Okay, half of this is already done. Now the third step is to just observe the physical sensation of this anger, of this emotion. So I said that it's hot here, right? So without asking this hot feeling to go away, that's not how it will work. I am just holding space for this feeling here, for this hot sensation here. So all I do is I close my eyes and I take my awareness here in this hot feeling and I just allow myself to feel the hot feeling. Now, why am I doing this? I am doing this because the best way to meet an emotion so that it starts to move is to observe that emotion and to feel the physical sensation that the emotion is creating. At this stage, if you try to ask yourself, why am I so angry? What is happening? He did this, she did this. You will start to get distracted with so many stories that you will lose track of meeting the emotion and processing it. So the best way is to pay attention to the physical sensation of that emotion because that won't distract you. So once you pay attention to the physical sensation, which is the hotness in my right shoulder, and you just close your eyes and be with that hot sensation without judging it, without asking it to go away, without changing it. And you just allow yourself to feel that hot sensation in here. You just allow yourself to feel it. You can do this for 5 minutes and you will start to notice that this hot sensation either starts to move or it starts to reduce. And as it starts to move or reduce, automatically you will feel the negative emotion that you're experiencing, the intensity is starting to come down on its own. This method is extremely effective because it does not need you to understand why this is happening, what is happening. None of that is needed. You can do this anytime on the go. All right. So let me summarize this whole thing for you. Step 1 is to identify what emotion are you experiencing. It could be anger, sadness, hatred, jealousy, feeling horrible, and sometimes you can't find a word for your emotion. I can't do that also sometimes, so I just call it blah. I'm feeling blah. Sometimes I have said I'm feeling shitty. You can use any word that describes it for you. The second step is to ask your body, where am I feeling this emotion? Let your body answer you through a physical discomfort. It can be a hot sensation, it can be a pressure, it can be a constriction, tightness, numbing anywhere inside the body. It can be on your shoulders, it can be on your chest, it can be anywhere at all. Let it come up The third step is to just take your awareness in that space and just observe that physical sensation. No need to get involved with any thoughts or stories. If they start coming up, it is best to allow them to come and simply allow them to go. They will pass on their own. Don't engage with them. Just come back. Even if you've started to engage, which is perfectly okay when you're starting off with this practice, all you need to do is come back to feeling that emotion, the physical sensation. And as you do that for some time, it will automatically start to diminish. You will feel much better because you have processed the emotion physically. You have processed the energy of that emotion by contacting it physically, right? So this is how it works. I hope you try this, work through this. It does not work in the first shot for everyone. Sometimes it takes a couple of tries, and that's completely okay. I myself didn't get it right the first time, but I kept trying, and now this is my go-to method